Life Work. Another type of service is cost accounting for manufacturers. Time and motion studies are made and new techniques worked out which will lower the cost of production. Accountants doing this work must be thoroughly familiar with the manufacturing processes involved. They must be able to devise record systems which will give complete and accurate information concerning the costs of even the smallest item in the product. It is not easy to determine the cost of making a certain product, especially if the factory is also turning out many other articles. Yet, if the business is to be conducted efficiently and profitably, the company must have such information. This highly specialized field sometimes calls for an engineering background. In fact, cost accountants sometimes operate under the name of efficiency engineers.
Now, in speaking with members of the Institute, one thing always seems to be common between you, persons like Tom Carlney, like Jack Garland, and I think it's fortitude. Why is it that you undertook to establish a center here in Toronto?
I had attended one or two meetings of the center. I am not the original founder. I am year 3. I had attended one or two meetings and had enjoyed it, but then noticed a gap in information, and I wrote to London asking what was happening, what kind of program there was. And I was told that the previous centre correspondent, Mr. Wood, had resigned, and the letter said, could you find someone, or could you yourself call a meeting of the members and see if we can revive it? This is 1976. And there were 80 members at that point. We arranged a meeting at the old Park Plaza Hotel at Avenue Road and Bloor. And about 20 members came, and they were interested in working together as a small network to get the centre active again. And I think in the first year we might have had 4 meetings in the season from September to June.
This, I say in the sense that the chartered accountancy, for instance, they're maybe a little unfair, but recorders of history is what happened with any type of company. With the Institute's program, you get involved in the manufacturing side, which I have always been in manufacturing. You know what the product is. You have to learn, get out in the factory and experience what are the factors of production. You package it all together. It also involves you in the distribution side and the costs of distribution. I've ridden in ice cream refrigerated trucks, delivery trucks. Where does this, what are the cost drivers? And this involvement in things beyond the accounting, but still utilizing the cost data and being able to put the cost data into a tactical, strategic vein has been extremely valuable and also very interesting. And I believe that one has to be interested and enjoy one's work, or you might as well not work at all. It's one of the most important factors.
The Institute has to get a number of members that, should we say, it can be spoken of and recognized as the other institutes here. It's striving for that. It's doing all it can. But I would say it's not there yet. We cannot be complacent. We have to have the sort of committees that we've had that are progressive, are thinking of ideas to encourage members to make our name, the Institute's name, known.
I think, I believe it was a very positive one. Both as a member of the group executive, if you like to call that, and simply as a lay member for a long time. If I was to concentrate in this 86, 88 period, that's when I was part of the office holder here. We had a small, very small group. It was hard to, I believe it was hard to communicate and get everybody together. Remember, we didn't have internet and we didn't have anything. And everything was voluntary. So, you know, writing the letter, stuffing it in the envelope, mailing it, all that, you know, it took a lot of pretty intensive. But basically, we did manage to get the show on the road, so to speak, and we used to have a reasonable amount of turnover, and we used to normally have some sort of lectures and speeches from people in which from you learn from, just like the way we have it now. And we didn't have a lot of social things like cricket club and all that stuff, but we get to know each other. And we basically had a pretty damn good time, in fact. I would say it was a pretty good experience, and I think it's a good thing that we have it. That is as far as this goes, but then I can go further back, but that's...
It was a while ago, and at that time we had a lot of people moving into Canada and into Toronto from all around the world, looking to develop relationships with members of CIMA, because it provided them a source of connection with their community, and one that they were comfortable with in their new country. And in that regard, I believe we were a very different organization than a traditional accounting community.
I think it will be pretty much as it is now with a branch, but with closer links to the Canadian accounting profession. Hopefully by then, in 10 years' time, there might be unification of, if not all the bodies in Canada, the Canadian bodies, that is, there may be unification between some of them, and I think you will find that the CIMA as an international qualification, and through working with the Canadian bodies, they will become closer. So the CIMA Toronto branch, I see it existing not necessarily as it exists today, but existing as a link between CIMA London and CIMA and the Canadian accounting profession, insofar as helping and promoting and assisting the members of CIMA.
Actually, this is very pertinent to the way CIMA is evolving, because they see their role in terms of management accounting to be ever expanding. So as the world kind of evolves, both the financial part of it or the interaction of the financial function with other functions, the role of the accountant, and especially management accounting, is taking more of an important place in the management of organizations. Yeah. So to an extent, it is an evolving phenomena, and I think all accounting bodies and all accountants, whatever stripe they may be, realize that the role of the accountant is growing,
I think CIMA has a good focus on planning, not only in planning for corporate life, but in accounting fields as well, in human and time management as well, because everything in CIMA, the syllabus and everything which they teach, there's a lot of focus on management, managing time, managing resources, managing capital, all those kinds of things which really fit in down the road, whether you are doing business or you're doing your accounting profession or you're doing anything else, there's a lot of focus on management, that's why it's called chartered management accountants, managing resources, managing people, managing time.
January 2012, we are going to be having a joint venture agreement between CIMA and AICPA. Now, when that happens, this is a global association which is going to be the gold standard for management accountants worldwide. In that sense, CIMA and CIMA's future is in very good hands with this joint venture going, and our members are going to have much better recognition than they have today. Mm-hmm. Well, CIMA, the first, back in 1998, when I first started as a committee member, one of the things that I suggested to the board was that we are doing certain things very well, we are having member meetings and events, but our issue is recognition. For that reason, we need to go out of where we are in these rooms and classrooms learning. We need to let the community, the employers know about CIMA. So with that idea in mind, we started the Mayor's Trophy, and what Mayor's Trophy did was it's a strategic move by CIMA, because most of our members come here with a passion for the game, and the game really needed a boost in Toronto, and we managed to approach media and employers, and today, as you know, it's a huge event in Toronto, and with that we managed to spread the CIMA gospel, so to speak, in Toronto. I would like to see things like Bill 158, where the government imposed arbitrary ban on our members to write their designation on business cards. That bill was passed a couple of years ago. I would like some way, a mechanism where we can get that bill repealed, and also I would like to see a day where, when I see a job posting by the City of Toronto where I work, or for that matter any organization in Toronto asking for members, not just CA, CMA, CGA, please do mention CIMA. That's the day where I want to be. Okay. Well, I'd like to congratulate all the committee and the members who have worked hard over the last several years to get to CIMA where it is today. But I'm pretty sure with the crowd we have, all the young members who have joined the board, the next 10 years are in good hands, and I want to wish all the members good luck with that.
I moved to Canada in the early 2000s, and my involvement with CIMA in Canada began in 2004. From that point, from that time onwards, I've seen CIMA grow significantly. We've grown in many ways. Our member events have grown to be bigger. We've launched new initiatives. We launched a branding initiative through the CIMA Mayor's Trophy. We launched a mentoring program to support new members in Canada. We've had some great CPD events. So we've had some great events.